Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here, and welcome back to Marvel Future Revolution. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at the first major kind of update for the game before it hits global launch. We do have a launch date as well, which is fantastic, and it is sooner than we thought it was going to be. So we're going to go ahead and go through this date. I'll let you know what that launch date is here really quick. But first, before we do, if you're just now finding this channel, you want to stay up to date with everything Marvel Future Revolution, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out. All right, and welcome back. Just a quick reminder, all the links to my social media are in the description below, so definitely check that out. I do stream twice a week. Mondays is Marvel, is this, and then Fridays is Looney Tunes. So if you watch my channel and you see my main channel, you see the other games that I cover, definitely join us on the streams. It is a blast every time. All right, so let's take a look at this. Now, first, yesterday there was a live stream with GameSpot, and they did announce that the official launch of this game is going to be August 25th. In the game store, it still shows September 30th, so that will probably update shortly, but they did release that yesterday. Last night, it was fantastic to hear. It's a whole month sooner, more than a month sooner than we thought. So August 25th is the day. If you've not played this game yet, and you're just kind of wondering what's going on behind the scenes during soft launch, that's exactly what these videos are for, and then we'll roll into global launch videos. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, there's some stuff in here that global players really won't even notice. It's really only impacting the soft launch players because of changes that happen in the game. One thing, just to set that level set here, whenever you're part of a beta or whenever you're part of a soft launch, you need to expect that things are going to change. They are not going to stay the same, especially in a live service game. Now, the reason why they soft launch in smaller areas is, number one, they want to test the servers. Number two, they want to see what the game balance looks like. And they want to make any necessary adjustments before it hits global launch. It's just those of us who are able to gain access to it, we do get the benefit of being able to play the game and see what the game is all about before it hits global. But with this game also, one of the challenges is once it goes into global, if you're on the regional server, you're not going to, or at least we understand that you're not going to roll into the general population of global launch. It would be unfair because you would just decimate everybody. Everybody's going to start at level 1. So those of us who are going to start in a new region, we will need to start on level 1. So something to keep in mind if you are playing the soft launch. You may want to stay with that region, or you may want to start over in another region. For me, I'll be starting over in another region, so I'll be starting from ground zero. But we should still have access to our soft launch accounts, so it'll still allow me to make content on endgame stuff, so that'll be cool. All right, enough droning on. Let's go ahead and get into this. Now, one of the changes was just the Omega War schedule here. They currently it was on the hour, every 30 minutes. Now it's going to be on the half hour every 30 minutes. And then, so nothing really big there. That's fine. That's cool. Squad experience, the number of squad training manuals that can be acquired through epic missions. The only thing this is really talking about is that there's a change. We don't know what that change is, though. And I've been in the game. I never really tracked this specifically. But one thing that I do know is that as far as squad XP goes, you do need to hit squad level 50 in order to get to level 100, and squad level 55 in order to complete the main storyline as far as it is right now. So you only need to get it up to 55. And I think yesterday during the live stream, I thought I saw that Persia got up to squad 300. She was prepped an account that she was able to use, and I think it said squad 300. So I think that's the max right now. So as far as squad XP goes, you definitely want to build that up to at least squad level 55, and then continue to work on from there. I think this is more of a long-term progression system when it comes to squad ranking. This is just experience that's shared amongst your entire squad, so your entire roster, which is cool because as you level that up, it does level up, or it does strengthen your other heroes, even though they may be lower level and not maxed out. So it's definitely a cool thing. But I think with people leveling up the squad level so quickly, they saw that they probably need to dial that back. So this may be that they dial that back a little bit because you've got people who have maxed accounts, who in less than a month, which it's probably not the best thing because then you're going to burn out really quick. You got the end game stuff that's really not ready yet. For games like this, end game stuff really isn't ready until a little bit later because most of the experience obviously is going to be in the early part of the game, and a lot of developers, or every game that I've played, they really focus on that before they really get into the end game stuff. The end game stuff comes down later down the road. So squad experience, I probably over-explained that, but that's probably a long-term progression system. Omega War ranking, so before the top 50% will receive rewards. Now the top 100% will receive rewards. So the way that changed is if we take a look at this, first place we get 2,500 free crystals, and then now it's moving to 1,300 crystals and 3,000 Omega War tokens. So as we were running through here, we did see we are seeing a decrease in the crystals, and we're seeing a fair amount of Omega War tokens given, which is cool. Second and third, so you can see wherever you might rank, because down to 50 to 100, you're not going to get any crystals if you're at the very bottom. Not going to get any crystals previously. Now you're going to get at least 50, and you're going to get 500 Omega War tokens. So they balance that out a little bit. We're going to see a little bit later on where we're going to get crystals where we didn't before. So I think throughout this whole thing, it was just them balancing the scales a little bit. So here's what it looks like right now, as far as now that after the adjustment. We also have Dimension Duel rankings here. So before, Dimension Duel tokens were given. We weren't given crystals before. We are getting crystals now for Dimension Duel. That's the 1v1 PvP. So we're going to get, for first place, you're going to get 700, and you're going to get 700 duel tokens as well. If you get all the way up, all the way down here, beginner, you're going to get 50. And then that's what we were getting previously. And then we have the free crystals and the Dimension Duel tokens. So this just has to do with what rank you're in, what tier that you're in. It goes up quite a ways, all the way up to Avenger. And then you start getting into the top 100. So you can see the different rewards and things there. Again, we weren't getting crystals before. Now we're getting crystals, which is a good thing. All right, so there's that. And then we get into craft balancing. That is where a lot of people are having some heartache. And I initially had some heartache here as well. So Sin Particles, there is only one place really to farm Sin Particles, and that is Spec Ops, Special Operations. And you can only do that once a day for rewards. So we were, it was a requirement that you needed 3 in order to craft a piece of gear. Now you're going to need 5. You also, as far as stable Convergium Particles, these were required as well. You needed 10 before, now you only need 5. So they did balance that out a little bit. I think the reason for this, so crafting gear in the game becomes very important in the end game, especially when you want to craft regional gear. As you're crafting your gear, you do have a small percentage. I don't know if they changed that percentage, but you have a small percentage of a chance that you will get a piece of regional gear. Now, they may have increased this because, I mean, just today, I saw a ton of people getting a bunch of regional gear. I've heard of people who have multiple sets, full sets of regional gear. And I think, again, this is more of a long-term endgame progression mechanic. So I think they're trying to balance that out a little bit. This is tough. I have crafted so many pieces, and I have still not gotten a regional piece. So some people are much luckier than I am to get that. Most of the regional pieces I've received, or the regional pieces that I have received, has been from costume draws, and that's all. That's the only way that I've gotten any regional pieces for any of my tunes. So this has caused a lot of heartache. Like I said, with the percentage being so low, I don't know why you just can't keep it at 3. But apparently, there's some really lucky people out there, and they thought that it was probably a little too quick to have regional gear that fast. I don't know. Hopefully they take another look at this. I think some better balancing with that goes. Maybe balance that with the percentage chance. Do something with that. That's really all I got to say about that. It is difficult to craft that gear, and that's pretty much all your end game is. Your end game is crafting gear and PvP with your end game PvE raids and blitzes and things like that. All right, with that, Gold consumption rate of completing a craft immediately has been adjusted. So before it was 150 gold per minute, now it's 300 gold per minute. So what you can do is you can craft a piece or multiple pieces, and if you want it now, you can go ahead and use gold to finish that project immediately. And apparently they felt that people were getting, again, crafting way too fast, getting regional material, regional gear way too quickly, so they increased the cost of that. So it's much more expensive now to craft than it was before, both by using gold as well as sin particles. So again, just we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if there's going to be anything that changes between now and global, but this right now is what we have to look at. The med kits as well. So these right here, purchasing the med kits has increased. So you see from 90 to 100, 130 to 150. So what it used to cost and what it costs now, it's more expensive. Along with the revival cost down here is very expensive as well. It's gone up quite a bit. It was 5K across the board, but now look at Hydra. When you're in these specific areas, these zones, if you die, it's going to cost you 10, 15, 20, and 25,000 gold. And gold in this game is definitely a bottleneck. Gold is used for so many things in this game. Even if you've got 1 million or 2 million gold, you are going to run through that very quickly. And by increasing these costs, along with the medkit costs, along with the crafting costs, gold you definitely want to hold on to and only use it where you need to. I wouldn't use gold on immediately crafting gear unless you pay and you have no problem putting money into the game so you can get more gold or more crystals to pay for gold. The free-to-play way, you definitely don't want to do that. That's not going to help you very much at all. You might as well just wait the timer. And I think what it is it's 4 hours. I think it's 4 hours per piece of gear. I think. I may be off on that one, but I'll take a look at that again. And then we got some fixed bugs here. Server stabilization, fixed an issue with certain alliance members, alliance loyalty box stuff, fixed issue where 3 channels appear in the dark zone. So just some bug fixes, and then we go into product information. So they were they removed some things that you could purchase in there and replaced it with others. So the weekly ticket supply bundle right now, here's what is in it. And here's what it costs. It costs 2,000 crystals. Now, some of these things that were in the store cost money. Now they cost crystals, which either way, you're still purchasing crystals with money to use towards these bundles. Crystals in the game are very difficult to generate as well. You do get crystals through events and quests and things like that. And PvP endgame. PvP really is where you're going to get a lot of your crystals. So other than that, that's the free-to-play way, other than putting money into the game. So you got the potential supply bundle, craft material bundle here, so you can see kind of what each of these costs are. I don't know what costs money before and what doesn't now. I didn't really keep a track on that, but you can see kind of what it is, what each one of these are, what it entails, and how much it costs. And you can buy, there are limits. So some of these bundles you can only buy 3 times a week. One of these you can buy 5 times a week. So keep an eye on that whenever you purchase these things as well. And then other than that, we go into discontinued products. So here's what they took out of the shop. So everything up here is what they put in or adjusted. And then this right here is everything that they took out. So, and then just a few notes here. Purchase products will be sent to messages. Weekly products can be purchased on a squad basis. Weekly product purchase limits, so you can see kind of all the information there. So again, it was a very small patch as far as size, but a lot of changes went into it. And I think the most concerning changes, at least for me and for probably a lot of people, is just the increased gold for revival costs, for med kits, for crafting, and then the increased cost of sin particles. We'll see kind of what that looks like between now and global launch and see if it really hurt as bad as we think it might. But there you go, everybody. Those are the patch notes. That's everything that had just happened. This happened yesterday as of the recording of this video. For the most part, not a big deal. It's nice to see that we're getting more crystals. I know it says we're getting fewer here, but we are getting crystals where we weren't getting crystals before, which is very nice. So a little bit of a balance. Very interested in your thoughts. What do you think about the changes? Those of you who are playing the game, if you're not playing the game and you're kind of seeing this, just kind of curious on your thoughts as well, seeing kind of what's happening behind the scenes before things hit global. All right, everybody. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.